Hi, my name is Pam Mpishi. Pamela Mpishi, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are here for the first time, welcome. And I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, a comment, and to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so yet. Today, we are going to be talking about that season when you are single. I want to point out in this video that being single is absolutely not a disease. Disease actually means there are two words in the word disease. It's dis-ease. It means you are not at ease, that you are at dis-ease, that it's an abnormal condition. I want to address two people here. I want to address the single, and I want to address all those people who frown on people who are single at a certain age. You see, in the 90s, we used to have a song, a very popular song, A Good Heart These Days is Hard to Find. It used to go, a good heart these days is hard to find. This was in the 90s. This was in the 20th century. We are now in the 21st century, so I can imagine that it is even much harder to find a good heart. So, if you have not found that person and you've reached a certain age, there is no reason to start rushing into marriage. Peer pressure, family pressure, single people, stand your ground. I have noticed now I have a lot of single friends, and I'm not taking being single lightly because I've been married for 20 years, but I have a lot of friends who are they doing so well in life, but they haven't found the right person and they're happy being single. You need to have standards. Even it doesn't matter what age you reach, you need to set your standards. Like I said in the previous video, if you haven't seen my other videos, please look at my other videos. I teach a lot about dating, about soul ties, and about finding the right partner. Dating is about data. Dating, data. You need to have a list of things that the person, the boxes that have to be ticked for you to be able to even start considering getting serious about the person. You need to set standards. And my conclusion from my friends that are single is that single people are not single because nobody is asked them to marry them. Most single people have very, very high standards. I have a friend who uh, who recently texted me. Well, it's not really a friend, it's somebody that I know. He texted me and he said, I have a lot of respect for you, Pam, and I'm ready to settle down and I'm ready to get married. And I would like you to find me a woman, a godly woman like you, because I know that anyone that you are going to pick is going to be someone good. And I said, okay, let me pray over it, and which I did. And then within a couple of days I had also a sister who had asked me, also who was telling me that she would like to settle down with someone. So I thought, God is good, I'm going to connect these two. And this brother who had called me to ask me to connect him with someone is a very good looking brother. He's got a great career going for him. He's very good looking, articulate, well spoken. So I gave them each other's numbers and they had a telephone conversation. I was very excited to hear what it would turn into. The first phone call I made was to the girl, and she didn't seem excited at all. And I was a little bit surprised because she's in her early 30s, and I know that she really wants to settle down, and she feels like her biological clock is tick-tocking away. So I was expecting her to be excited, and she had already sensed a red flag, which did not impress her at all. She said, Pam, it was a very hot day today. And when he called me, he asked me if we could he texted me and asked if we could video call. And I was very shocked that he came on the video call without a shirt. I mean, this was a red flag for her. She has standards, this girl. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are as a man. Virtual first date now is online. You can show up on your first date shirtless. This girl understands that she is a queen. You cannot go to Buckingham Palace. They've invited you to go and visit the queen, and you show up shirtless. So this was already a red flag for her. But we must accommodate. We should not be so uptight that it has to tick all the red boxes, and the first red flag you say, "Ooh, this is it. I don't want anything." They had the second conversation, and she had already made up her mind on the second conversation that she wasn't going to see him. They could be friends. I called him and I said, "So how is this going?" And he says to me, she says, "We can only be friends." And I said, "So what's wrong?" She says, I have a child from another woman from my previous relationship, and she says that she doesn't want to be a stepmother, which is very important. Step parenting, step families are very difficult. It's already stressful enough to have a relationship with this person who is unique, who was raised in a different home from you, who has different values. And then on top of that, you have his children or her children and their baby mother or baby father. And she didn't want that. And this was probably the shortest courtship. She just said no because she didn't want to spend that's the mistake a lot of people make. They waste time. Do you realize that time is your most valuable asset? You don't have 1,000,000 years to waste on trying to kiss a frog that is absolutely not going to turn into a prince. You spend 4 years on this, and then you go next one, and your biological clock is ticking away. Even as a man, you are aging. So it is important that you know exactly what you are looking for and you do not waste your time. Being single is not a disease. You have to wait for the right one to get into marriage, because marriage is about mutual submission. Marriage is hard, especially if you have a strong personality like I do. Marriage is hard. Marriage is about a woman who submits to a man as to the Lord. Those are the dynamics that work. And it's difficult to submit to somebody who you don't respect anymore. So you have to find a man that ticks your boxes, the things that are important to you, so that when the hormones of being in love have subsided, you can respect this man. And the man, he also has a calling as a husband. His calling is to love this woman like he loves the Lord. His calling is to lay down his life for her like the Lord laid down his life for the church. His calling is to sacrifice his personal interests to enhance hers. Does marriage sound like something that is easy to you? Marriage is not easy. It requires two very mature people who are on the same page. If you just marry and you think you're going to change this person, you are in for a huge surprise, because usually we cannot change people. And usually people don't lie, actually, because I used to know this lady actually in Holland. She was dating this guy, and this guy said to her, "I really like you." They were not Christians. He said, "I really like you, but I do not want to be in a monogamous relationship. I'm not ready to settle down." Do you know what she did? She became pregnant and thought that maybe if she has a baby with him, he'll become more responsible, and he didn't. And she used to call him all kinds of names. "You are irresponsible. You are blah blah blah. You're a waste of time." This man had been very honest. I'm not saying he was right, but listen to what somebody's saying. A lot of times people will tell us the truth about who they really are. But because we usually are not ready for the truth, we put on glasses, pink glasses, and whatever we have in our hearts that we need, we start projecting on that person. And then when we get married and the pink glasses are not on anymore, you start saying, "Ha, he tricked me. She fooled me. She was not like this. That person didn't change because you wanted to rush in. You rushed in with your own projection, and things are going to be very difficult. Marriage is not easy. Take your time. Like I always say, it is even better to fly solo than to fly with the wrong one, because marriage is about forever. And you know what works the best is when the woman respects the man and the man loves the woman, because those are the primary needs. The woman's primary need is love, and the man's primary need is respect. When two people got these two going, their bond is for forever. I pray for you that you're going to find that person that you can love and that person that you can respect forever. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, subscribe to this channel. Listen, I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Every person who subscribes is like a delight to me. And leave me a comment and tell me that you've subscribed so I can personally thank you. Press the avatar and subscribe, and don't forget to leave that comment. And if you press the bell, you will be notified every time when I upload a video, which is like every Sunday, so that every Sunday you can have something to watch and something that can educate you more in the scene of dating. Take care. I love you. Peace out.